and it is all about CCRs. So CCRs, as we were just talking about, current client referral. The comment I was making on Suzanne Watson, since she just closed her loan, she can no longer give a current client referral because it is during the process of the loan. So we're going to talk about really briefly how we're going to capture more. It is our weakest spot when it comes to leads. It truly is. We have very few people that they're in the process, they refer us, and then we close that person's deal. We just don't have a lot. And it comes from only a couple things. One, we're either not giving great service, so they don't want to refer us. And that's a legitimate concern. And number two is we're not asking for it properly. And so we're going to talk about just the 3 ways that we committed to do that. And the biggest time to get the CCRs are when? Wouldn't be the easiest. I'm asking you, Taven, because Tina's kind of out
at the beginning,
today.
I'd say
it'd be every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday?
Right, because you're already talking to them.
Yeah, that's true.
Because this is you, Tina, and Dina, you're going to take some of this responsibility too. So there'll be 3 people that are really focusing on getting the bulk of the CCRs.
Yeah.
Because during the process, I'm talking to the realtor, you're talking to the client. So one of the ways that we committed to, which I love, Taven, you came up with this. One, we started doing the checklist. This is just stole from Brian's and pirated, and we said it was ours. But what we're doing is we're making sure that on the checklist that everybody's getting called, and we're checking this off as we go. So all the names of the pipeline go in. This is my section, the agents. This is Taven, Dina, or Dina, as you'll be taking on some pipeline. This will be your section. And it just asks, hey, did I ask for a referral? Did I give WOW service and ask for a referral, yes or no? And then did I update the conversation log? And then also is the closing date goal agreed on? And the reason that's on there is that when we have a client who has a goal that they'd like to close faster than the contract says, what we've had issues with is we don't relay all that information. When there's not urgency on a file, my experience is that we let it drag out and the file goes to the very last day, and we need to be really conscious of the client's goals. So the number one thing, guys, on getting CCRs is when you have that conversation, is asking, and you have been doing this really well, David.
Oh, thank you.
On a 1 to 10, how are we doing? All right?
Yeah.
Like, talk to me about this experience, this process. On a 1 to 10, where would you rate us? And it's a really vulnerable question that we're letting it out there. Do you want to grab that, Jess? That we're allowing them to come back and say, hey, I give you a 1 right now. And what are we going to do when they give us below a certain...
Then we have to figure out the root of the issue, why they're saying no to our service, and then figure out ways to implement better service.
Yeah, so if it's below a what number?
Below a 9 or a 10.
Cool. I think, 8, 9, or 10,
8, 9, or 10.
we're going to ask them, we're going to say that's good, and we're going to ask them for a referral.
Okay.
If it's a 1 to a 7, we're going to say, hey, listen, talk to me why about where in this process did we rate a 1? Find out that root. Get to the why. What's they're frustrated with, and then we got to fix it.
Exactly.
And jump in right there. If it is a 8, 9, or a 10, I've already set this up. If you sat in my presentation, I have asked them, can we ask you for referrals every Tuesday? And I've told them we commit to call you on Tuesday before noon. When we call you, we'd like to go through just where we are in the status, and then I ask them, is it okay if we ask you for a referral if we're doing a great job for you during this process? They all say yes. So if anybody ever says no, I will tell you.
Okay.
But if it's an 8, 9, or a 10, we're going to ask them.
Okay.
Hey, who do you know who's going to be buying a home in the next 12 months that we could give great service to, just like we're giving you? And that's it. That's all you say. And then just be quiet. You will get referrals, I promise you. So that's number 1. Number 2 that we implemented, we are inviting all our current pipeline to our happy hours and just to invite them and their family there. It's just more face-to-face time. So that is the number 2 way that I am going to try to help get CCRs, is seeing them on a monthly basis during that loan process. And then, Jasmine, just thank you for bringing this in. On our Get to Know You form, the 3rd way we're going to find more transactions is on our All About You form. We added a section that asks them who their financial planner is, who's their insurance professional, who's their CPA, and then at the bottom of that, do you have a family member or a friend that's in need of our services? And a lot of them answer yes or no. And that's a laydown. If they say yes and put a name and a phone number, there's no easier way than having them write it out for us. So CCRs, we're gonna get to the point where we're at minimum, that everybody's going for 2 CCRs, so we'd be getting 6 CCRs per month. Out of that, we're gonna end up closing 2 more deals. But we have to build the system that gets us those, so, that's it on CCRs for today. Make sense?
Yep.